Well, good morning, everybody in internet land. Um, I kind of made some promises to some people that I was going to keep doing these videos to help other people that have been through or are going through the same situation that I was going through or am going through, fighting, Suboxone, Subutex, alcohol, SSRIs, antidepressants, all this other fun stuff that these wonderful poison manufacturers put everyone on. Right now, I'm parked in the northern Sonoma Highlands, outside of the State Forest Park or whatever. I learned a few things over the past day or so. Um, this was the original Kratom that I got. I had some Red Valley. I tried to exchange it. They said no, we'll just mark it up as a loss or whatever, and we'll give you the stuff that you have been taking, cheaper or whatever. I said whatever, just go ahead and do it. There seems to be a lot of confusion about this Kratom stuff, and I was really confused too until I really looked into it. So first of all, I'll start with basically what I've learned over the past couple days, weeks, from talking to the experts that actually import it. It is a natural herb from a plant. It's a natural leaf that you grind up. Traditionally, it's taken as as a tea, but some people will put it in capsules. I just dry scoop the ground up leaf powder, and it seems to work great. It's a distant cousin of the Coffea arabica family, the coffee plant. It's a little bit different in so much it doesn't have caffeine, and the hydro. I might be mispronouncing this. I'm still picking up my chemistry a little bit. The 5-hydroxymetrohydroguanine, I believe it is one of two active alkaloids in the plant. That's the one that offers the more stimulating coffee effects. The other one is, oh my gosh, I'm going to totally butcher this. It's 7-dioxylmetroguanine. And if I butchered any of those two, I'm sorry. I'm still kind of picking all this stuff up. With the different strains, just like there's different types of coffee, you have your Colombian coffee, your Venezuelan coffee. There's different types of kratom strains, but they all come from, I can't pronounce this stuff to save my life. They all come from the kratom plant. The Latin name is Mitragynia speciosa. That's the Latin name for it. Okay, moving on with the daily experience logs or whatever. I'm working my way out of this crazy state of California. Fortunately, kratom is not a controlled substance. It is legal in almost every state. My understanding is they're trying to implement age restrictions and bans in certain states. I do believe it is illegal in Indiana because of the kratom scare. They were trying to compare it to legal heroin, even though it's not an actual opioid. It does not actually have opioids in it. It is a partial agonist. It attaches to the mu opioid receptor sites so that it blocks the chemical need for opiates, SSRIs, alcohol. They're even using it for crack and meth. So this morning, I was up really late last night. I won't get into all my personal stuff. Some stuff from, like, I don't know, just family work, all kinds of stuff that I'm trying to figure out right now in life. So I was up really late. Got a couple hours of sleep. I got up this morning. I was feeling kind of a little bit sweaty, a little bit like, goose fleshy. Not as bad as it was like a week, 10 days, whatever it's been. Like, that was really, really bad. So it's definitely coming down. Keeping in mind I was taking Subutex, 16 milligrams a day, on top of the Valium, on top of the booze. And buprenorphine, the active ingredient in the artificial chemicals that they feed us, the Suboxone or the Subutex, it's a very, very high binding, long lasting, opioid. It's derived from theobrine, from the papaver somniferum plant, but it's an artificial source of theobrine, and that's where they derive the buprenorphine from. The buprenorphine has a very high affinity for the mu opioid receptors. It is an opioid, and it has a half-life of anywhere from, my understanding is 72 hours up to 5 days. That's why it's so hard to get off of it. That's why people compare it to methadone. That's why they call it the 90-day hangover. Because in addition to the 3 or 4 weeks of hell that you go through getting off of it through the physiological part because of the long half-life, it also it creates the PAWS, PAWS, post-acute withdrawal syndrome. That's where you get your depression, your anxiety, your oh my gosh, your dysphoria, your lack of belief in anything higher than yourself. The complete. There's a word for it. Oh jeez, I know all of my biology so well, and I'm so clear and focused right now. I can't think of the word, but basically, it's synonymous with dysphoria. It begins with an A. I can't think of the word off the top of my head. It's back there somewhere. But basically, it basically means the inability to experience any type of spiritual joy, natural joy, or any type of pleasure that basically God gave us to have. And it lasts anywhere from, if it's a fast-acting opioid like Percocets or Oxycontin or something like that, it can last a couple weeks. But with the buprenorphine, because it's derived from theobrine, because it has such a high affinity for the opioid receptors, because, and the ridiculously long half-life, the PAWS are usually a little bit longer, the post-acute withdrawal syndrome. Okay, having said all that, getting past all the science, and I'm sure I got some of that wrong, I'm still picking up on a lot of this stuff, it works. It definitely works. And as I posted in previous videos, if you take too much, it can have a very adverse effect. It'll smack you down and give you a headache, or at least that's been my experience with it. I'm kind of titrating my dosage a little bit. I don't find that I'm needing it as often as I did like a week ago. Like, I'm not really taking it like every 4 to 6 hours. I took like I want to say like a tablespoon this morning. Like, yeah, I need a shower, but I'm not like perspirating. Like, I'm sure I look like I am, but I'm not. I don't have any clammy flesh or nothing like that. And I don't feel a need to take any more right now. I definitely don't. I don't even know why I got the second bag, because I still have plenty left in the first bag. But I'm trying to titrate my dose. I don't really want to start a coffee habit. People, that's part of the huge debate in the Kratom community, is like, is it addictive? Some people will tell you, and these are most, in my opinion, the people that will say, oh yeah, it's addictive, you know, I have horrible withdrawals getting off of it. I think these are people that have never really been addicted to pills or like booze, or like actually had real addictions. I'm not putting you down. If God help me, I'm not. If you went that route and you tried the Kratom and you never tried anything else before, not even cigarettes or whatever, and you had a hard time coming off of it, I would suggest titrating and just step it down by like 10% every other day or so. If that's, you do it however you want, but you titrate your dose. But people that have been addicted to hard drugs, pills, Suboxone, Subutex, Valium, anything in the benzo family, any one of the antidepressants, anything that affects your serotonin, your dopamine, alcohol is a big one. I love it when they say drugs and alcohol as if alcohol is not a drug. Alcohol is the only drug that I'm familiar with in the entire ethnobotanical canon that directly crosses the blood-brain barrier. Like, it doesn't enter the bloodstream like other drugs do. It directly goes. There's a medical term, and it is a medical term. It's called wet brain. The reason for it is because when you drink alcohol, yes, it goes through the stomach, it gets digested, it deoxygenizes throughout the rest of the body, but the actual alcohol itself crosses through directly through the blood-brain barrier. There's no other substance on earth that I am familiar with, not even crack, that does that. So I love it when people say drugs and alcohol. Again, like, alcohol is not a drug. Alcohol is probably one of the worst drugs. And the funny thing, and this is a fact, call up any emergency room if you don't believe this. If you go in and you're a Heron junkie or a meth addict or whatever, you go into the ER, they can refuse you. They can send you right out the door. They can say, nope, we're not going to take you. We don't care how bad off you are. We don't care. They can send you right out the door. You go in and you say, I'm drinking a pint a day. I've been off it now for a day. Like, I'm an alcoholic. Take me. They have to take you. Why? Alcohol can cause delirium tremors. It can actually give you a seizure. You can actually die from it. When you're coming off opiates, you feel like you want to die, even if it's for months, but you're probably not going to die. If you're coming off alcohol and you're a heavy drinker, trust and believe, you can actually die. So they actually have a medical obligation to take you into the ER. I know it's crazy, it doesn't make sense, but it's the way our whole medical society is set up. I don't even know what I'm going to call this one yet. I'm getting a lot of my focus back. I'm eating better, drinking a lot of water. Water is key. Like, I mean, I'm pounding healthy juices, water by the liter. Like, it's key to stay hydrated and to eat well and to actually, like, exercise. I drive around, I take walks in the parks and stuff like that. Like, I keep myself busy. I keep my mind occupied. And at night, if I'm not doing spiritual stuff, and I'm not trying to sleep, then, I don't know. Like, usually I get pretty good sleep. I haven't over the past few days, but my mind's been preoccupied with other things. So, in any case, I just wanted to give an update. So yes, again, it works. And as far as the whole addictive nature of Kratom, again, the people that have really been addicted, they compare it to coming off a bad coffee habit. Because it is. It's a cousin to the coffee plant. It really is. You can check your botany and your taxonomy. You can check your botany and your ethnobotany on that. I know a little bit about a little bit. Not a lot about a lot, but a little bit about a little bit. Sorry for all the crazy medical terms. I know a lot about cannabis. It's been my field of study for years and years and years. But not so much with the Kratom. I've been learning about it. But I'm a fast learner. So, anyways, this video is already going a little long. But I wanted to give you guys an update, let you know I'm still alive here in the northern highlands of California. Haha. All right, you guys, have a good day. Take care.